All right. Always amaze myself with how much I can talk about a very short story. Anyway, I'm going to turn off this TV and put on a record. The man said the record player's going to. Cheap, make me an offer. He poured more whiskey, opened the beer. Everything goes, said the man. Girl held out her glass. The man poured. Thank you, you're very nice. It goes to your head, the boy said. I'm getting it in the head. Jiggled his glass. The man finished his drink and poured another. He found the box with the records. Pick something, the man said to the girl. He held the records out to her. The boy was writing the check. Here, the girl said, picking something, picking anything, for she did not know the names on these labels. She got up from the table and sat down again. She did not want to sit still. It's action, showing a sense of nervousness, not really knowing what to think. The boy makes the record out to cashier. They drank. They listened to the record. Then the man put on another. Why don't you kids dance, he decided to say. And then he said it. Why don't you dance? I don't think so, the boy said. Go ahead. The man said, it's my yard. You can dance if you want to. Nice song, by the way. This was written before the song. Arms about each other, the bodies pressed together. The boy and the girl moved up and down the driveway. They were dancing. When the record was over, they did it again. And when that ended, the boy said, I'm drunk. The girl says, you're not drunk. Well, I'm drunk, the boy said. Man turned the record over. The boy said, I am. Dance with me, said the girl to the boy and then to the man. When the man stood up, she came to him with her arms wide open. Once again, you can draw a connection here between her wanting the sense of connection, the strangest connection she doesn't quite understand, with the unknown. In the case of Fat, it was the waitress with the guy at the restaurant. Here, it's this sort of sad man who seems to be giving away all his shit. And perhaps the most important section in the story now. These people over there, they're watching, she said. It's okay, the man said. It's my place, he said. Let them watch, the girl said. That's right, the man said. They thought they'd seen everything over here, but they hadn't seen this, have they? Oh, is that a puppy in the background? All right. So yeah, I mean, it's Ernest Williams. It's all the stuff we've seen in other stories. Perhaps behind closed doors. Perhaps people thought they were behind closed doors, but it's being looked at completely different now. It's all that's in the past, and this guy only has himself and getting rid of his stuff ahead of him, so he doesn't care anymore. And again, it's sort of a sad sense of not caring. He felt her breath on his neck. I hope you like your bed, he said. It's another way of saying, in a way, you sort of made your bed, now it's time to sleep in it. I mean, I do take this story to be, in some ways, this guy is this sort of warning figure, and they don't fully recognize it. Or maybe the girl recognizes it more than the boy does, and she can't quite articulate it, which seems to be the problem. And this is really the only story in this collection that's set up this way, where you have this sort of two innocents that are exposed to this world, and they're supposed to kind of gather their lessons from it. In this case, they don't. The rest of the stories, it's like we're the innocents coming in and reading it. We're the boy and the girl, and perhaps meant to learn our lesson. The girl closed and then opened her eyes. Again, an action we see a lot of in Carver. We have another dog here in the picture. All right, Penny. You must be desperate or something, she tells the man. And this is a repeat of the line early on. They must be desperate or something, from just a few pages ago. And now we get this. This is just so fantastic. It is like Fat, only it's a paragraph long. Weeks later, she said the guy was about middle-aged. All these things were right there in the yard, no lie. We got a real piston dance in the driveway. Oh my God, don't laugh. He plays these records. Look at his record player. The old guy gave it to us. All these crappy records. We look at this shit. She kept talking. She told everyone there was more to it. She was trying to get it talked out. After a time, she quit trying. There's the difference in the two books. In Fat, the author tries to get it out, tries to explain to Rita, can't eventually, but is still hoping her life's going to change. And this, girl tries to get it talked out, can't articulate it, quits trying, stops trying, which is definitely different than just, It could be false hope for the narrator, in fact, but at least it's something. Here, the narrator gives up on trying to explain it and perhaps losing the lesson that the man was sort of offering there in his presence. So that's Why Don't You Dance? That's really the introduction to this. You still back there, Penny? To this collection, which I hope you like quite a bit. I mean, you could read the whole thing in a day. Also, we're gonna have you. We're gonna look at Gazebo next, and A Serious Talk, which is like a Carver Christmas story, if you can imagine. That's good. So I'll see you with the next few lectures.